Hello my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing amazingly well. It's really good to see you, have you here as always. And yeah, I hope that you're all doing good. This reading is about messages from your future self. So always really interesting to look at these kinds of readings and see what they have to say. As always, do remember these readings are for entertainment purposes only and should only be a confirmation of what you already know rather than telling you anything that you don't know. They are just random readings on YouTube. If you do want to go deeper into personal work and personal readings, you can contact me directly and I will send you more information on how to book with me. So, with that being said, let's continue with the readings. We have pile 1 with this gorgeous blue KYANITE. So that's pile 1 with blue KYANITE. Pile 2 is with this LABRADORITE. And pile 3 is with this gorgeous rose quartz heart. So, messages from your future selves. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, my friends, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Pile 1, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this blue KYANITE, messages from your future self. Now messages, or the first thing that I'm getting is something that's going to be very clear cut to you. KYANITE is the bringer of truth. They also say that KYANITE is one of the only stones that doesn't need to be cleansed. That and selenite, those are the two stones that don't really need to be cleansed. I don't know if I'm 100% sure about that. I mean, you know, I think selenite definitely. I agree with that. This is selenite. But KYANITE, yeah, I mean, well, KYANITE I've never really cleansed, to be fair. But saying that, there are a lot of other stones which popular culture does say, oh yeah, you don't need to like cleanse it. But actually, you do need to like take some care and attention. So I think that that's what's happening. I think that, you know, don't take things for face value, which is what your higher self is saying to you, or your future self, sorry. Your future self is saying to you. Your future self is saying that don't take things for face value. Make sure that you do your own sense of investigation before you actually commit to some kind of thought. I mean, that's sound advice anyway, but like, yeah, let's see. Wow, soul time. Okay, so what does it say? It says the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless and limitless and infinite. So what I'm getting initially is that I keep on saying higher self, your future self is saying that you need to take some time to really find out what the important things in life are. You know, because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like the priorities are a bit wrong. They're not in the right place. Make sure you've got your priorities in the right place, pile 1. That's what it's saying. Make sure you're investigating things and you're looking at things yourself. You're not just taking anybody's word for things. And also, if somebody tells you that you can't do something, that you can do whatever you want. Number 40, or you can do whatever you put your mind to, which is more accurate. Number 40 is equates to number 4, which is the Emperor. So that's, you do you, babe. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do you, because you are the king of your castle. It could also be, I don't know why it popped into my head, but the 4th house as well. So it could be to do with matters of the home. The 4th house is to do with Cancer. So it could be, if you are a little bit lost in how to find your way forward, think about things at home and how that, what made you laugh when you, or what ignited your passions when you were a child. Wow. So we've got here the mermaid and the puppet. Two-faced, inaccessible heart, manipulation in love and fascination. Interesting. So what I'm getting from this is siren energy. And oh, look at the number. Look at the number, Par 1. Look at the number. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Let me pull some more cards. Because sorry, I'm not getting a clue yet. Well, I mean, okay, wait. Like, the only thing that I can see here is some kind of obsession with something that is not really the truth, which comes back to why, like, what that KYANITE was saying at the beginning. It was saying that you need to make sure that you examine the things in the right way, like make sure that you're really looking at things properly rather than looking at something in a particular way. And if you look at like the way she's looking at this puppet, it's almost like she knows what she can get from this puppet. So she, you know, she can push its buttons. She can do what it can do what she likes. You know what I mean? Whereas I think, I don't know, it feels like you may be in a position where you could do that. And I don't know, I mean, it feels like, you know, I think you just have to be truthfully honest with yourself with whether or not that's going to really fulfill you. That's what your future self is saying to you. Okay, you got 2. I'll take it. We do have a lot of cards though, so we'll see. We've got squirrel, which is preparation, and then we've got, and it says get ready for big changes, and then snake, which is healing. So, okay. So you are a healer. You are a healer. Okay. Okay. Talk to me a bit more. I need some more information. Can I have some more information about Pile 1's future self? What does Pile 1's future self want to say to Pile 1? What does Pile 1's future self want to say to Pile 1? And I can only have one because I don't have enough room on the board. Right, thank you. No, just one, love. Just one. Just one, sweetie. My darling spirit. Spirit's like, no, I want to give you more than one. Okay. I love myself deeply and completely. Dab a blend of rose essential oil, repeating the mantra YAM to encourage self-acceptance. So what's going on is that there is distractions happening. It'd be interesting to see what the tarot brings up. But it looks like distractions are occurring. Distractions are occurring so that you're able to, like, you know, and your future self is saying to you, can you please gain some clarity? Because I don't know, like that story that I told you at the beginning, like about KYANITE being the only stone that you don't cleanse. Where did we get that information from? Like, how do we know that? How do we know that that's not, like, how do we know that? Where did that come from? And not to say it isn't true, I'm just curious to see about where it came from and about how like someone knows about that, you know? And I mean, I'll be honest with you, like this rock I cleansed, I charged it and I cleansed it. Like I think it's important, you know? Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, I'll take it. The High Priestess, the Queen of Coins, the Universe, which is the world. I need only 2. Okay. So we've got the 3 of Cups, and then we've also got the 2 of Swords reversed. Okay, so your future self is saying to you that you have to be careful, because the things that you say can lull you into a false sense of security. So I don't know, there may be some things that are like kind of, yeah, that are kind of, that was the King of Cups, by the way. There's a false sense of security that might, you know, you might go into that space where you do that just so that you can kind of be successful, do what you have to do, get it over and done with. And the reason, let's see, so we've got the High Priestess. High Priestess is, yep, you're preparing, you're getting ready for big changes, you're really getting like kind of down to the nitty-gritty and doing everything you need to. You're creating a really good space for yourself in order to kind of, you know, make sure that you're okay and make sure that you've got everything you need and you feel complete. So you indulge in this. But I don't know, something else happens. So, I mean, you know, there's a reason why your future self, like the messages from your future self, you know, are saying like, they're saying that you've got your shit together. But there's this element of like distraction that's happening and taking things for face value when I don't think you should do that. You know, I'll again come back to that advice that I gave at the very beginning with that stone. Like, don't, make sure that you look at things deeper than what they present to you. Because I don't know, here it shows me that there's a reaction to that. And the mermaid and the puppet, it's just almost like, you know, you're trying to distract yourself with something. I don't know, it could be the fact that you also feel that you've like reached a certain level in something and you feel that that's it. But actually, you know, that's not, I don't know, the Lover's popped out, by the way. It was that way. So there's some element of like choosing oneself, not choosing oneself. Your future self is asking you to be brutally honest with yourself, pile 1. It's asking you that you have got all of this good shit on your side, but you really need to you really need to keep your wits about you in terms of where you get distracted. I think you know, it could be like as simple as that, you know, you've got everything that you need and you know that you need to be getting on with something else. You know that you want to like pursue a dream or something like that. You want to make life expand for yourself, but you still get distracted with like little things. So you might still come home and like, you know, you may not have the energy in the life to be able to deal with stuff. And you also like are trying, there's a bit of a distraction with friends. I mean, to be honest with you, it isn't just a distraction. I think it's quite necessary. But the 2 of Swords reversed is almost like then there'll be this lashing out, which means that, you know, you're not entirely satisfied with the way that you're doing things. So let's have a look. Oh, hello. One of my cards was reversed. So let's have a look at the High Priestess. So can you please clarify the High Priestess for me? please clarify the High Priestess for me? Okay, so High Priestess, the King of Swords. Interesting. The World reversed. Wow. So I think it's really clear that you know that you have to behave in certain ways in order to get what you want. The King of Swords and the High Priestess together, I mean, they don't really surprise me. King of Swords is almost like a really cold dictator, whereas like the High Priestess is like a very cold woman, is a very cold, singular woman. She's not so driven as the King of Swords. She's, I would say, more reflective, but the King of Swords reverse still kind of, there's this element of coldness, like it is very cold. I think you've wanted things to change within your life, so I don't know whether or not you came from a place of lack or there was something. When I say of lack, I mean like maybe you just didn't have things and now you want to make sure that you have those things, meaning that, and I feel like it's more in a material sense. I don't think like it's, you know what your opportunities are and you know that you can make them happen. The World reverse says to me with the Queen of Pentacles, covering the Queen of Pentacles, says to me that there was, you just really wanted closure and to be, you had to make your own closure about a situation. That's probably why. I mean, it could be also that some of you were like single for a really long time, and then what you've done is you've ended up finding ways of being able to, and I'm not talking about just sexually, I'm talking about like in every way, being able to be very happily single, be very happily on your own, but I don't know if that's something that you fully want. Like, if I'm honest, your future self is telling me that I don't know if that's really what you want, and if you want to open yourself to new opportunities, you're going to have to really look a bit deeper. The universe, and then you've also got the Chariot. So things are going to happen anyway, regardless of whether or not that you choose not to, like for them to happen, they will happen. Things will be moving. Your soul will push you into those spaces where those things need to happen. You will probably have to, there will be changes that you will have to adhere to. I don't think that this is going to be something that you can ignore. The Three of Cups with the Page of Swords. I don't know, actually. I think like maybe going out with other people and being more sociable will help you to face those things. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. There is, what I'm seeing here, right, is that there is a sense of you shutting yourself out a bit. Like, it's almost like, you've kind of locked yourself up away. And 4 equaling 40, it's kind of like putting yourself in a box. And that kind of keeps you safe. That keeps you safe for a little while. But then, you have to kind of break out of that. That would like match with that heart affirmation, because why would you need to love yourself deeply and completely if you didn't feel that you could, if you felt free enough to explore? You know what I mean? So I think that's what the message is here. And then you've got the Page of Coins. So I think you need to like really plan your opportunities, plan your kind of life in a way. Plan things for yourself. And what's really interesting is that she's using like a pendulum, which is a dowsing method. And what I learned, actually, I'm reading a book on dowsing at the moment, it's actually a book on scrying at the moment, and they said that because you hold the pendulum in your hand, you're actually scrying. So what you're doing actually is you're connecting with spirits to be able to find answers and whatnot. So it's a form of scrying. It means that you're connecting with spirits. You're not connecting with... You're connecting with something that is beyond you. Depending on however you use it, I mean, to be fair though, I always used scrying as a divination method, but it's not. It's a method where you allow things to tell you something. So there's something about you listening to the coin and what it has to say. Same like with this, like listen to things carefully. Listen to these things and what they have to say to you, rather than making assumptions about what you believe is right. Sorry about that. What you believe is the thing that you need to be looking out for. I feel like I want to do these dice, so I'm going to do it. These astrological dice. Okay, so we've got Leo. We've got the moon. And then we've got number 11. Yeah, it's really important for you to get out there. Get out there. It'll be really good and healthy for you and your emotions. For your emotional self. I don't know. I feel like you might be a little bit holed up. A little bit in the dark. A little bit like... But, you know, sometimes some people just don't like going out. And I think there's a bit of that. Okay, so we've got gold, prosperity, riches and wealth. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like there's quite a few cards here that kind of signify that. I feel like you've got, you know, there's some good things that are waiting for you to kind of, you know what, actually, I think that's what you've been concentrating on. I think you've been concentrating on amassing your wealth rather than doing anything else. And I think it's also a kind of thing of making sure that you have faith in what you're doing. You have faith in your abilities, even if you choose to go and have fun or go and do things, or if you choose to go and, you know, not work, not be a workaholic, not be someone that just sits at home and doesn't spend their money. Okay, so we've got Infinity here. This is the card that just dropped. Infinity, you are a divine co-creator and in oneness with all that is. Recognize your inner nature, open your heart, elevate your vibration and connect with the divine. Feel the presence of your creator's love within you. There are no limits to what you can achieve. Okay, so you've got two cards that are like that. So I don't know if there's a lack of belief in thinking that a lack of belief in thinking that you can actually do certain things, that you can achieve certain things. I think you need to connect with other people, and I think you need to believe that you can achieve these things. Your higher, your future self is telling you to believe in yourself, and it's also telling you to go out and socialize. It's telling you to stop indulging in things that you know that bring you comfort. It's saying to you to listen. Recognize that you do have abundance, and you do have wealth, and you do have all of the things that you desire, and you are capable of getting even more. So, yeah, lots of information there from your future self, pile 1. So, to close out your reading, you've got this card. I'm a master manifester and I visualize my spiritual power growing day by day. Okay, so pile 1. Interesting reading. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night or day whenever you're choosing to watch this. And do remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 2, hi and welcome to your reading. So you chose this. Oh, I love this labradorite so much. I love it so much. Just all the colours. All the beautiful colours. Your future self wants to tell you to have faith in yourself, to have faith in things that you can't really see about yourself, that a lot of people see about you. It's a very loving message. Let's see what your card says. Consciousness, number 17, which equates to the star. And also number 8, which is strength. our frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So I think it's a full understanding that there are so many parts that make up the whole, which kind of tells me about these different colors that are appearing in this labradorite. You know, labradorite is a spectrum of different colors. It also has different elements where I don't have another piece of labradorite, but I did. Oh my God, where's that piece gone? Did I give it away? I must have done. Like, it's sometimes you can get pieces of labradorite, which you all it is grey. Like, it's just grey. It's just a piece of grey rock. I have earrings like it, that just a piece of grey rock, and then you'll occasionally, and then not in everything will you get this flash. So there's something about you being able to understand the importance of, and I think even like now, when you look at the rock now, it's that kind of like dense grey kind of thing. But then when you look at it like that, you know, you can see this kind of wealth of colours and beautiful different flashes, which is really remarkable. So I think it's important for you to recognise that there are these hidden things that are underneath the surface. It's almost like, you know, when you look at water top down, you can't see into the different levels, can you? But if you looked at it like the water side on, like you would do in a fish tank, you can see all of the different levels. So I think there's something about that. Okay, let's have a look at what does your future self want to say to you, pile 2. What does your future self want to say to you, pile 2? What does your future self want to say to you? Oof, okay. These cards are amazing. This is the blue Dragonfly deck. All of the cards are in the description box below. My fear is face my anxiety, face the nightmare, creative block, and heaviness. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's keep going. My pile 1s, what does my higher self, sorry, not your higher self, I said that several times. What does your future self want to say? Your future self is clearly guided by your higher self. Okay, you've got lizard, dream time, pay attention to your dreams and visions. We've got 2 cards about sleeping here. That's really interesting, and consciousness. Okay, let's keep going. I might have to do this, my beautiful pile. Just to kind of make it like the space. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Just one, please. Wow, root chakra. Imagine I am the creator of my world. Imagine a red lotus flower at your feet to remind you that your thoughts have the power to take shape. Wow. Okay, this is very clear. Anything else, or shall I move on to the tarot? Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that you have a wealth of knowledge that you need to access. And I don't know if some of you are scared. I don't know if some of you are scared of doing certain things that make you in contact with certain things. So for example, if you feel that you are psychically connected, but you don't want to chat to, you're too scared to talk to certain things or entities or beings, that might be part of it. Then what's happening is then maybe certain things are coming and talking to you in your sleep, or they're talking to you in your dream time, and you know, you kind of dismiss them off as like dreams. Now, what this card is talking about is that if you decide that they are fearful, then they will be fearful. Now, I'm going to share a little something with you about me understanding the shamanic work on a deeper level. So when I started on this path, I ran away from it. Like, I was too scared, and I didn't really want to be someone who could do this stuff. Now, this kind of happened in a succession of events. I ended up going to a mediumship course where I had no idea I would ever be studying mediumship. And, you know, it's nothing that would have even, that's something that wouldn't have even crossed my mind. Excuse me. But now, since I have started doing that, it has been, or not now, since I've done that, and now doing what I do now, has played a fundamental part in me understanding the shamanic realms. So, for example, like when you dream, there are certain things that are happening. You know, there's this whole thing of like when the shaman dreams, they are awake, and when they're awake, that's when they're sleeping. So there's messages that are coming to you that I don't know if you are, I don't know if you're in, your future self is telling you to kind of understand that the messages that are coming to you in these other realms are just based on fear. And this group of words here, facing the nightmare, is really important. Because when you face it, when a candle is lit in a darkened room, the candle illuminates all of the light. So you need to work on that candle. You need to make sure that that candle is lit. The candle can be of awareness, of consciousness. Those two elements of understanding that there is something a lot more than what is meeting the eye right now. And recognizing that you're not a slave to that. You know, you're not a slave to your fear. 28 is also 2 + 8 = 10. So there's some kind of cycle completion. I think there's a part of you that actually is thinking that you're done with this and that you really want to move forward. You are almost at the end, but you have to like kind of be honest with yourself about how you adapt and you create your own sense of fear in these spaces. And also about you being able to adopt a bigger sense of consciousness so that you can move forward. Because what it seems to me is that your higher self is your future self. Your future self is telling you to level up in a way. It's telling you to level up. Because that's the way you'll be able to get through whatever it is that you're going through right now. You have like other abilities and ways of being able to access information. And I don't know, it looks like you're a little bit scared to go there. You need to like face your fear, just jump. Honestly. So, coming back to this little story that I had about, you know, I was really scared of talking to the dead. I was very scared of talking to people who had passed. I didn't feel that it was really my thing. And to be honest with you, it's not something that I do, but it is the skill I have. Mediumship is something that I got trained in. I was able to sense other energies and be able to look at other energies that were around. And then I realized how much it played into my experience doing shamanic work, which part of our job is doing psychopomp work. So making sure that past souls, and also souls that are trapped within the entry points to the middle world are actually in the right place where they're supposed to be. So, and I don't think I could have had that extensive kind of knowledge and awareness if I didn't do the the mediumship course, but I did the mediumship course, say, I did it like, I did it 4 years before I even knew I wanted to do shamanic work. So, and now I realize like why I did it. And it's not, I don't think it's a very, and I'm not saying here about you like becoming a medium. I'm talking about you just being able to access other ways of, and other, like maybe you get freaked out about how you know certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like you may get freaked out if you have like certain dreams, or if you are able to like think of things before they happen, or like you're able to, yeah, just certain things like that. And I don't know, there's a bit here which is telling me that there's an idea of where you feel that your superpower is a little bit scary. So that's what I'm sensing here. I hope that makes some sense. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords. Yeah, there's avoidance. The Universe as well. Wow, okay. Pile 1 had the Universe as well. We have the Queen, the Moon. Okay, the Moon. Yeah, that's fine. The Moon. Then we have Judgment and the Four of Cups. Okay. Okay, so you are on the way to kind of like doing what you need to do. Not gonna lie, there has been some avoidance. Deep intuition here though, deep intuition here. So another thing as well, like these things are like, they do exist. Like they do, like I know it's a really scary looking card. But you know what the best thing about this is that you can get rid of these things very easily if you believe that you can. But you have to believe that you can, which is this action word, this action card. So you have to believe that you can like when you're in those spaces, you can just get rid of those things. You know, you really do. I come against these all the time, all the time, all the time. And if they ever come, I'm just like, what do you think you're doing, mate? Go away. I say a lot more fruity words, which I'm not going to go into, but I have a proper face-off with it. And, you know, there's so many things that you can do, like, you know, protections, like protection incantations, usually things like, for example, like prayers. Prayers is really powerful. I have a prayer that I do before this, each of my readings. I have a ritual that I kind of follow, and I think it's important for you to like make sure that you have that, particularly when you go to bed. If you feel like there's like uneasy energy before you go to bed, do something. Shake a rattle, do what, you know, I mean, that's what I do. I either take a shower or I shake a rattle, or just make sure that I am, you know, just cleansed before, and make sure that my space is okay before that happens. Before I feel that, you know, before I know that these things are going to come and invade me while I'm asleep, because that means that you're vulnerable. The fear comes. Because that's how the consciousness works. It works on different levels, you know, and you have to, I think this is very intuitive. I mean, you've got the moon, for God's sake. Like, this is actually saying that you are actually approaching another sense of, another level of consciousness within yourself. And on the other hand, like, I think that that's probably why these things are coming to you, because you probably think that shit, like, these things are coming to me, and nothing comes to you unless you're ready. And I'm telling you, like, after I awoke the sense to do mediumship, it was like a phone line. It was like all of a sudden, everybody that was like around, that had passed, all of a sudden started to talk to me. All of a sudden, they started to have these conversations. So it was like a schizophrenia that was happening. And I knew that it was these things. I knew that it was these beings that had passed on. But I had to like lock it down. I was like, no, you are not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to violate me and use me as you will as a channel. And you have to be quite, you have to be really strict with your boundaries in terms of that. You know, So I think what's happening here is that your future self is telling you to be aware that you have access to another realm of consciousness. You are awakening in a certain aspect. Something is trying to communicate with you, and just be aware of that. Use your discernment and your judgment to choose what the right thing is. It's not even a joke, letting the right one in. Like that's a very important thing about the conversations as well that people have. Like, you need to be really, really meticulous. We're not talking about just in the middle world. We're talking about, like, when I say the middle world, I'm talking about our day-to-day reality. But you have to be really careful when you're in dreams, or when, you know, if anything wants to come and chat to you. Like, say you hear a voice, or you feel some kind of energy, and they want to kind of get near to you, just like you would do if you were in the street. If some rando came up to you and just said to you, and just started sidling up to you, would you think it's like some divine intervention? I mean, even if it was like the hottest girl or guy that you knew, you know, you would be super wary. So the same discernment goes for when you're working on the spiritual realms. I think I might have to do some kind of courses or something like this, but probably if I do a course on like working with shamanism, going deeper into shamanic practice, that will definitely be one of the main things that I kind of, you know, kind of say about working in these realms. I don't know, because like here there's a little bit of like naivety that's happening here. But you've got some big cards here. You know, you've got 18, 17, 20, 21, and then the Four of Cups. So I think, you know, there's a real want to explore this new thing that has come to you. And I think also a part of you has to be okay that you're not going to see things, and you may have to communicate more at night. We've got like quite dark cards here, like this dark blue here, the dark blue of the universe, dark blue here, this Knight of Judgment, that Knight card there, that's a Knight card. So there's something about the darkness. And then the other two cards, funny enough, apart from that action card, which is red, are green. So you've got green, which is the heart. So it's having to see things with an open heart and open mind, but then making sure that you have that sense of discernment where you face your fear. You know what this also reminds me a little bit of, but I know that there is another card in that deck that shows that. I think it is, I'm not sure. But basically, before you know, the Book of the Dead in the Egyptian book of, like, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which is a group of spells which people say before they died, which people said before they died, or they kind of followed. Maybe they were buried with it, but it was a whole book of how to enter the next realm, the realm to the next life, basically, or to the afterlife in a good way. And the main kind of aspect of it is this idea of the weighing of the heart, and the idea that the heart must be completely clean. You must face the doorway or the feather with imperfect courage. Like, it needs to be that you have no doubt in your mind that you deserve to live this life. And it's almost like that kind of faith that needs to come to the surface, because any trace of doubt in your mind will allow these things to come through, and that's part of it. Okay, so you've got the Sun reversed. You know that you were in a life that was unhappy, so you need to move on. Your future self is saying to you, you know that avoidance makes you unhappy. It leaves you in a state of complacency, so you have to move beyond that. The Queen of Coins with the universe, you have the ability to be able to move on. You don't have to stay in that place of comfort. You can actually move forward into something that's actually a lot more fulfilling for yourself. We have Justice and the Moon. Okay, so you may be spurned by certain things that have not worked out for you. They may have been things that have been very unjust, and now you're looking for some way to right the wrong. I think that it's very noble, and I also think that it's a very, very strong, it's a strong way for you to move forward. Like, you know, I think this is your divine right. You may, okay, this is just a long shot, but some of you may be trying to find out what the truth is about a situation using these things. Maybe, this is such a big shot, but like, maybe some of you, or someone, or something, is trying to communicate to you, to tell you information, and is waiting for you to have the knowledge to do so. Like, is waiting for you to be able to understand how to decipher the knowledge, so that you can you can understand it. It may be about something quite important, like a case or something. It could also be that some of you might have got divorced, and now you're finding that since you've not been in this relationship, that all of a sudden your psychic ability has come to the forefront. Okay, so here we've got Judgment, and it is clarified by the Three of Swords. That would resonate with what I just said in terms of a relationship ending. It could be also the choice to get over something and not to let the fear kind of bind you. Because in a way as well, if the Three of Swords is upright, then that means that there's a, you know, there's kind of a self-flagellation with the fear. I've just realised I've used the wrong cards. I was meant to use the other cards. Anyway, never mind. And Strength reversed, Four of Cups. Yeah, you want to be like in a position of you want to be in a position of strength. You don't want to be in a position of weakness. You're choosing strength. You're choosing to go forward, and you're choosing to be strong about what you want to do. You don't want to be just you want to be more, and you're choosing not to let the fear rule you. And your future self is saying, go do it. That's what you need to do. Okay, so we've got Gemini. We've got Pluto. And then we've got 12th Jesus. Okay, right. Wow. You are going for a deep night of the soul, my friend. That's what you're doing. And your future self is telling you that when you get in there, not all is darkness. I promise you. Not all is darkness. There is such beauty and light to be seen and to be had in this space. Wow. That's so profound. So profound. Beautiful. I love this. I love this for you, pile too. Just one. I forgot these cards have the most beautiful gild on them. I'll show you in a minute. Like, can you see that? That's like this orange goldy gild. Oh, it's the best. And the lady that makes these, oh, she's so lovely. She was so nice to me. So yeah, get them. They're called Goddess Casting Colour Cards. I love them. Okay. Wow, sky, faith, flight, limitlessness. Wow, pile 2, that's beautiful. It's kind of like Audrey Hepburn kind of like look as well. Love that. This is where this work is going to take you. I think you're doing shadow work. I think you're doing deep shadow work and going through a deep, dark night of the soul. That's what I think is happening. And you're peering into the void, the abyss right now. And you're thinking, shit, man, I don't know whether or not I want to go down there or not. Like, But I know I need to go deeper because otherwise I'm not going to be happier. I need to like exercise my demons. Oh my god. Okay, right. Some number energy. Okay. Wow. 3333. Higher perspective. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. What the hell is her leg doing? Can you see that? What is her leg doing? Can anybody tell me that? Is that some like fancy yoga pose or something? Because Jesus Christ, that's insane. Right, okay, anyway. Maybe she's like... I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, sorry, a bit distracted there. How you are now embarking on a journey of divine awakening. Isn't that what I said? Your heart and soul are beginning to open as the boundless wisdom of the universe. As you delve deeper into the mysteries of the divine realm, you will begin to see the world through a new lens, one filled with wonder and greater understanding. 33333. No, that was too many threes. 3333. So, okay, that's marvelous. Love that for you, pile 2. This is a nice reading. I like it. It's very good. Very good. Not like I don't know. Just that 1 and 3, the last few readings that I've done. And I'll probably release this one first because this one seems to be a little bit lighter than the other 2 that I did, because the other 2 were just really intense. This one seems to be quite nice. Okay, a last card to... oh, hang on. I didn't discuss this, did I? So Gemini is the investigator. So you are deeply investigating the essence of self and transformation. It seems that you are like, you're using kind of the ability to go in deep, to question yourself in order to transform yourself. Now, this kind of also matches, the 12th house also matches with the idea of the dark night of the soul. You don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Like, you have no idea when you're dealing with 12th house energies. That's some next level shit, man. It's not no 8th house stuff. We're talking about 12th house. 12th house is the deep unconscious self, which is not only working with the creative, with your own unconscious, but it's working with the collective unconscious. So there's a real need to be able to handle that, and that can only be kind of approached with the vigor. I mean, not, Gemini is the one that will go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they will just be like, oh, fuck it. And because they kind of go with this sense of curiosity, they don't business. They just go in and then they think, oh shit, like, oh well, I better go in deeper. I better go. I'm so far, so I'm gonna go now. They don't back out. Like, I don't know many Geminis, including myself, that back out of situations. We go in deeper, and we try to look, and we discern. I think Virgos are also very good at doing that. They go in, but Virgos may have a propensity to get a little bit depressed, so because they're quite discriminating. So whereas like Gemini has the ability to see both sides, also with Libra, but Libra can also like be a little bit like, shall I not, what happens if, whereas like Gemini, they'll just go for it. Not only that, like, they're always open to new experiences, and they're, and I mean, Sagittarius is similar, but Gemini is more of an investigative side than Sagittarius. Then you've got, as I said, the Pluto energy is that sense of transformation, and the 12th house. And also the fact that we don't know. We haven't, like these 2, we have no fucking idea. And that's why I was saying it's the whole thing about the dark night of the soul. So this is fucking deep, man. Sorry to swear so much, but it's just really deep. Okay, wow. Oh, and here we go. Here's something to ground you in this reality. I cook with cinnamon, vanilla and cloves to encourage success and to run through my mind and my body. In all realms, okay? Pile. I'll put that there, because then you can see it. Pile 2. I like that reading, did you? If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos, and do hit that notification bell to all so that you'll be notified of whenever I upload. But otherwise, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember, my loves, that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello, and welcome to your reading. So you chose this gorgeous rose quartz heart. There's something about love here, and I'm talking about love for oneself. Your future self is actually sending love back to you. It's actually sending you some love. Maybe you've not been very loving towards yourself. I feel like, yeah, there's something about you being more loving towards yourself and more giving towards yourself. It's showering you with compassion and love. Perception. Nice. Number 35 equates to number 8, which is also strength. One of the other cards got that as well. The number 8. The frequency of perception supports unnatural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone and to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. If you are attracted to any of the other readings, please do go, because like these readings have like kind of, I think there's really beautiful messages in all of them, and in pile 2 that was very similar. But yeah, so we've got perception. So let's have a look at some of the other cards. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone and to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Definitely messages of pile 1 as well there. Okay. Can you please tell me what pile 3's future self wants to tell them? What does pile 3's future self want to say to them? Wow, I am moving. That is a crazy card. Between worlds, along the path, milestone and travel. Wow. And we have number 19. 19 is also the moon. Is it the moon or is it the star or the sun? I think it's the sun actually. 18 is the moon. Yes, the sun. It's the sun. Let me double check. So bad. I haven't been really reading a tarot for 20 years, I promise. Yeah, it's the sun. So I think also it's having this sense of hope that you are okay. Okay, I see what's going on. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. That's what's coming to mind. Okay, dear Spirit, could you please tell me more of what does pile 3's future self want to say to them? What does pile 3's future self want to say to them? Do you know, this is reminding me of something which I will tell you about once I've got this card. Antelope, decisiveness. Make a decision and take appropriate action. Okay? Okay? I hear you. I hear you, antelope. I'll make a decision. Oh my god. I need to make decisions. So the story I was going to tell you about was that I remember when I used to meditate, I was thinking, I used to wonder about how much, and I've said this many times before, so I'm sorry, but it's just come up, that when I did my meditation, I was thinking, how do I even know that this is even working? I'm sitting here in silence for like 10 days. How do I even know that what I'm doing is of any benefit? I'm just sitting here making sure that I focus my attention on a certain thing for God knows how many hours. And how does that even warrant any kind of progress? How do I even know? And there's something called the yardstick of like understanding how far it is that you've come. And that's when we started to understand that when you meditate a certain amount, you start to reach certain milestones. You start to, like, yeah, there's milestones, levels. And it's when you experience these levels that you start to understand that. But one of the biggest things is the amount of compassion that we have towards other people and towards ourselves. So how much does something bother you? If things don't bother you as much, then that means that you know that you've progressed. So there's something about you being able to look at something that shows you about how, like, basically how you would have reacted in a situation before. Because I don't know, I've got a feeling that you don't think that you've done anything. I don't feel like you've moved forward. But that's your perception, because there is situations where you would have behaved very differently. And that will tell you enough about how far you've come. You know, when I realised that certain things didn't bother me as much as they did, then I know that the yardstick has been extended. Like, I've definitely progressed. Okay. So we've got this one here, which is the throat chakra. Creativity is abundant in me. So keep a basil plant on your desk and chew on a leaf when you're in need of inspiration. Interesting. Creativity is abundant in me. Okay, let's have a look at what the tarot wants to say about what your future self is saying to you. I forgot to use these cards in pile 2's reading. Poor things, they missed out, but they had a cracking reading. Their reading was amazing. Very inspiring. Some difficult things coming together. Okay, that was a bit weird how that did that. And the sun just came out reversed. So let's see. Your perception is not allowing you to be able to, like, view things in a good way. And you need to view it with love and compassion. There's just a lot of compassion that's needed here. And even just in the action of taking a decision, like, sometimes you have to be, like, soft with yourself in order to do that, you know? Pile 3's highest future self, pile 3's future self, pile 3's future self, pile 3's future self. What do you want to say? There's a lot of energy that's being released here. Okay. You're not happy with your progress, and your future self, which is also in conjunction with your higher self, all right? So don't come for me. Like, they're both saying that you need to take it easy on yourself. You're progressing further than you think. You really are. Exactly what I said about you managing yourself, like with the whole idea of being able to tolerate things. This is like the ultimate tolerance card. So you are definitely doing that. You're being honest with yourself. You're not being very kind to yourself. You know, you need to allow that. And I don't think you're fully happy with the progress that you're making. So you need to make sure that you're being a bit nice to yourself. I mean, Queen of Swords is more kind of berating of oneself, but I don't know, Page of Cups is almost like, it's almost like being quite militant with oneself, like not allowing oneself to be loving to oneself, so that you can just, like, it's also like, I don't know, some of you may be creators and you're kind of adopting like a militant attitude with your creativity. I don't know about you, but God, when you do that, it really, I know, right, okay, we've all got work to do, We've all got like stuff that we need to do. Even if we are creators, we still have to like get on and create, but we do have to find out what we love about that. And once we like kind of like enjoy that aspect, then you don't feel like you're working, you know what I mean? It's that whole thing of like, you know, find a job you love and then you'll never work a day in your life, you know. But it is graft, like, we're not going to lie, but you know, it's that whole thing of like we totally love it. And I don't know, maybe for some of you, you have found something that you've really loved doing, and now it's kind of getting to the grind. So it's all about like you being able to remember why you did it. Seven of Swords, could you clarify? That's the Devil reversed. Good. Temperance is the King of Wands. Page of Cups is clarified by the Three of Coins. Reversed. Oh, that was upright and then it went, oh God, wow. 10 of Cups, revert by the 9 of Cups, okay. And then the Lovers. I think you put trust in other things that were outside of your control and you've realised that they make you deeply unhappy. It's almost like you're choosing yourself. You really are choosing yourself. And I think you're doing a great job, Pile 3. You really are. You're doing a great job. I promise you. And your future self is telling you you're doing a great job. You're making the right decisions. You're doing the right things. The Devil reversed with the Seven of Swords means that you're being truthfully honest with yourself in every sense of the word. Like, I mean, you can't get more honest with yourself than the Seven of Swords and the Devil reversed appearing. It means that you are just completely making the choice not to mess around. You are just like, right, nobody is going to deter me from this path. I'm not going to be swayed. I'm going to be committed, and I'm going to be, well, not even committed, but I'm just not going to let anything else sway my attention. And I'm going to be honest about where where my weaknesses are. So you are making a definitive decision to make sure that that doesn't happen. Like that you are not swayed, that you are going to identify your weaknesses and you're going to move forward through them. King of Wands clarifying the Temperance card. I don't know. You may have been somebody who did indulge in certain practices. You may have had a certain type of work ethic. There may have been some kind of attitude or something that you had adopted previously, and now you know that that doesn't work. So now you're changing that, and now you're moving into a space where you have to be balanced. You have to keep it balanced, otherwise it's going to have big consequences. Page of Cups, which is clarified by the Three of Coins. I don't know, maybe also you've had a little bit of a hard time working with people. It's not been very good, you working with people. You found very much that you have to work. Maybe you've wanted to work for people, you've wanted to be employed, you know, or there may have been something where you've just wanted to be involved with other people and you just haven't had that kind of, it hasn't been what you've hoped at all. You also don't find any kind of inspiration. You don't find any kind of movement in those spaces when you're working with other people or the people that have been within your working community more so. Three of Coins is collaboration, and when it's reversed, there's a real lack of it. 10 of Cups and and 9 of Cups reversed. You really wanted something to happen in a different way, like so badly. So badly. And listen, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff where everything happened for a reason, and it's so difficult to listen to that shit when you're like down. Don't listen to it. But there is something of, there is a grain of truth to that. Like there is, not even to that, but the fact that, yeah, something really shit has happened. You didn't get what you wanted for some reason. And it was shit. And I hold you in that space for that, Pile 3. And then you've got like the Lovers clarifying the King of Swords. So you've been like, right, I'm going to make this happen for myself. This ain't happening any other way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to show all the love and compassion that I wanted to myself. That is what your future self is saying to you. Oof, that was beautiful. Moss, breeding, growth, reproduction. And we also have the Empress. Can you see that there? Beautiful. And I think that is flower agate as well. So get yourself some flower agate. Or dendritic agate. I love that stone so much. Dendritic agate. It sometimes is also like mistaken for merlinite as well. Okay, some numerical energy, some number energy. Messages from Pile 3's future self, Pile 3's future self, Pile 3's future self, Pile 3's future self. Wow, you got the same one as Pile 2. You saw me shuffle those. For a higher perspective, you are now embarking on a journey of divine awakening. Your heart and soul are beginning to open the boundless wisdom of the universe. As you delve deeper into the mysteries of the divine realm, you will begin to see the world through a new lens, one filled with wonder and greater understanding. And it's almost like she's rising as well into that new form. 3333. Beautiful. Okay. And your last card to... Oh, hang on a minute. Before I do that... Astro dice. What does Pile 3's high... Pile 3's high... It's both. I'm going to say both. High... Pile 3's future self. Wow. Same. Gemini. With Gemini, we have the North Node. And then we have number 5. Wow. So your destiny is to get out there and be who you're meant to be. And show people and help people learn about how to choose themselves. Love that Pile 3. That's so nice. That is so nice. That also goes with the throat chakra as well with Gemini. So maybe you have to speak out about your experiences. Maybe this is something that you need to do. I'm seeing a lot of blues here on this side. It's almost like the more you talk about these things, the more the wheel turns. So you've got this round here, you've got these beautiful colours here, you've also got the wheels turning here, and then you've also got this blue here. So I think it's important for you to speak about it. Okay, I'm going to choose a card. I'll choose this one. Wow. Right, look at that. I have healing hands and I place them on my body in line with my chakras to clear blocked energy and center myself. Funnily enough, that not only is Gemini associated with this chakra, it's also associated with the hands. So make sure that you engage in those ways. These are the messages from your future self, Pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was beautiful. If you liked it as much as I did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. It would be really nice. Do share if you wish. Also, do hit the bell notification icon, because then you can get notified of any time I do upload. But otherwise, my darlings, have a wonderful morning, evening, night, or day, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye.